elongated video. I don't want to record this plenty times, so we just gonna get this started. Here is my fiance, Marcus, in case y'all didn't know his name by now.
Yo, what's
but
up?
When we're filming this, we're on the way to the engagement shoot, which I told you guys about. It's been a drive so far, but we're here to answer your questions. If you haven't asked any questions yet, I'm going to do another one of these Q&As by myself later on, probably soon. But I got him right here now, and it's like, why not we just get this thing popping? So, sidebar, my hair is in pin curls because we're on the way to shoot. I'm not bald. I feel like there's like a big old light in the middle of us. We have a good amount of questions that you guys asked. I honestly didn't think you guys were gonna ask so many questions, but you guys did it. You guys came through and asked. If it does, I apologize. We are in the car again, but let's get started. The first question is, how did I know that he was the one? Ew, maybe I should have started with a question for you.
That's sort of juicy. Nah, I mean,
should I start with this question?
Go ahead, knock it out the park.
Alright, it's love for me replicated the love that the Lord consistently shows me, and it replicates my relationship with God in so many different aspects that is always so noticeable. So that's how I knew. I've never experienced or been with someone where I can truly feel like this is the way that Christ loves me, even when I'm doing the most or being the most. Alright, next question. How did y'all meet? Did y'all meet on Upward? You can answer this.
So we did meet on Upward. Yeah, it was one of those things where, you know, I go to a prophetic church, and my spiritual father, he's a prophet. So when he speaks, I've learned to listen, not just and take it from him, but like listen to the prophetic voice that he has. So one random day, he was just like, son, you should get on a dating site. I'm like, for what? Like, I ain't about to do that. Like, I'm not out here not knowing how to talk to women. Like, I can just walk up to somebody and meet somebody. But he was just like, yeah, I think you should try it. So, you know, I took it, I sat on it, and I was just like, maybe I should try it. So that's my perspective. That was my take.
Yeah, so that's more of his side of how we met. And for me, it was, you guys knew that, obviously, you guys knew that I worked with Upward, a few campaigns with them. And one day after we had a board meeting, about 2 hours, 3 hours long, and the owners actually of the company were insisting, even after I told them I'm a little opposed of the app, not like the app doesn't work or anything, clearly it does, but clearly God does, I should say. But what I would say is I just had this whole idea on how I was gonna meet my husband, and I was like, I'm done with the social media, people off of social media. Like, it's just something that I wasn't interested in, and especially for something long term, I wanted it to be something where I seen him in person, and he bumped into me in aisle 11 in Whole Foods type thing.
And I definitely wasn't about to be in Whole Foods.
So after they were pressing me, it was literally like, okay, let me just get on it, because I truly felt the peace of God to go ahead and get on the app. So I ended up posting photos on there the same night. I got on the next night, something like that. I got on there and I was just scrolling, and I scrolled once actually, and then the second one, it landed on his page, on his profile. Lo and behold, it did not allow me to exit out of his profile or anything. Like, it was stuck on his profile, so I only had to message him. So that's the short version of it, but it's been history ever Lonnie, hey girl. It says, the first time you saw your fiance, did you have a clue he was the one or have any romantic feelings? You want to answer it?
So, the first time we met, the first time we met, man, I ain't gonna lie. When we locked eyes, I was stunned. I was like starstruck. I think I stood there for what, like 2-3 minutes?
He sure
and
did.
Just smiled at her like.
He was so shy the first day, but that's a story. That's a story for another time. He was super shy at first.
I was shy. But and I'm normally not, right?
So, did you have any romantic feelings the first time you saw me in person?
Yeah, girl.
Wait, mind you, pause before you answer that. Mind you, we didn't meet in person until a month later. So, it took us a month to meet up in person. So, we already had conversations. We spoke all the time prior to meeting in person. Yeah. So, when the first time you see me in person, how was that? When you came to pick me up and you saw me, how you feel?
Your boy was like, sheesh. For real, sheesh. But no, like, you know, we had FaceTime, so I was just like thankful that she looked even better in person. I thought she was fine in pictures and on FaceTime. So, you know, just seeing her in person, it was just like, your boy was in the air.
For me, it was definitely same. Like he said, we spoke all the time on the phone, so I knew exactly what he looked like. There was a lot of things that were still going through my mind, being that the circumstance of our situation was different for me. So I'll leave that there though, because that's not a part of the question. But yes, I did have feelings for him prior to us meeting up in person. But if you guys want to know who told each other, who loved each other first, let me know. We ain't gonna answer that now, but
we'll save y'all now. But you can definitely ask that question
for next video. What's gonna be your living situation once you're married?
I'll answer that. I believe it's only one living situation.
Okay.
We're gonna be together. Together. One bed.
Together. One bed. Ha.
One king size bed.
One king size bed. Asking about the proposal story. I want to propose.
She did want to.
No,
she wanted to propose.
No. I want to post the proposal video because we've been holding on to it for a minute. What do you think about that?
That boy, hey, let me tell you.
He was smooth with the words.
I came in there smooth. You heard me. You're so goofy. But I mean, I was nervous. The people that were around, they were like, we could tell you were nervous, but it was so smooth. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So yeah, I want to post it. We have the full edited version of it. But I guess I'll just wait for you guys to see that instead of explaining how the proposal went, because I think you want to see it more than you want to hear it, and I want to see it more than I want to say it. So this question is, how did things accelerate that fast?
Hey.
Also, how did you feel or prep for this acceleration? And where did y'all meet? Like in the vegan section of Trader Joe's? So shout out to Renee Lindsay, because she asked a 4-part question and I love it.
That's a whole
and
video.
it did not come off rude, because she did say, just in case it came off rude, it did come off rude. I asked you guys to ask questions, so accelerate that fast. You can't say that way.
It's so crazy that you use those words, accelerate, because like I said, I go to a prophetic church, and this year the word release was divine acceleration. So, you know, it was fast for the both of us. You know, she didn't know anything about what was going on in church, but for me, I was just like, all right, God, that's the word, so that's what I'm going to stand on. And, you know, that's exactly what God did. Wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
You know, I came into this year thinking I was just going to be single another year, you know what I'm saying? And divine acceleration would have been my business, would have been, you know, just being who God has called me to be. And I wasn't too much focused on marriage.
Right.
And, you know, when I wasn't focused is when God did it. So I hope that answers your question. How did it accelerate?
Yeah.
Divinely. That's all that we can say.
That's really what it is. And I wasn't going to his church at that time. Well, matter of fact, y'all know I just moved here, so I had no idea that that was a word for the church. Moved here, the word for me from God was elevation and acceleration for myself. Like, this was before I moved here or anything of that nature. So I was already aware that coming here, that things were going to advance swiftly, more than I would have ever thought or imagined. And that was something that God constantly reminded me of, that things are going to happen that I couldn't even put my mind to imagine it. He was going to do things that I couldn't even wrap my mind around, basically. And this entire time being here, it's been just that. It's been a lot of things where it should be going the opposite direction, so, and it's not, and it's really only because of God. So had told me, actually, prior to me even asking, I'd never like sought God, and I'll go into that with the waiting season thing, but I never sought God regarding when he would introduce me to my husband. I knew that I was going to be married in less than 2 years though, because I had several dreams around the holiday times of me being married and God showing me or revealing my husband to me and being married in the next 2 years. But what I didn't do was run with that and try every guy I met. I didn't say that's my husband, that's my husband. I was like, I don't even care. God will have to show me that person is that person, because I'm not interested. So hopefully that answers your question. Shout out to Upward, y'all. Listen, let me tell you something. Upward isn't really just the one who did it. It's really all God.
Yeah,
like, Upward is just an app, okay? So don't think that you go on an app and my husband gonna pop up like that. Always remember, everybody's story is different, because this story here, I would have never thought would have been my story. So there's that. Are you bringing back the podcast? Yes, of course. She Speaks is actually going to be releasing or returning back in the next few weeks, so be on the lookout for that. I've actually coming to a close with the sabbatical I've been on, and it's been a nice long 2 months away from social media and just returning back to just reading and just seeking God only, because as you see, it's been a lot of transitions, and I would have gone crazy if I would have tried to keep up with the world while I'm trying to transition through seasons. From Jordy, and shout out to you, girl, because you always commented, and I love you like my sister. I know you said you're from Canada, so I got a sister all the way in Canada, okay? She also asks, hopefully I said your name right also, I'm sorry if I didn't. Asks tips on trying to find your style. Whatever, do you want to answer that?
Yeah.
Go ahead. You answer that.
How do you find your style?
Yeah.
In Christ.
Okay.
No, like seriously, I have no idea about the whole, what's it called? The little fashion.
Okay.
Because her trying to dress me, I'm like, bro, that's tacky. But to each his own. She do a good job, but I have to give my little input from time to time. But the main thing I will say though is your style, when people start to see it and recognize it, is when you're most confident in who you're created to be.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a good answer, babe.
You feel me? That was from God.
That was good.
Confidence in Him will have a whole room figuring out, you know, how you dressing like that.
Yeah, so there was actually a point in time, now that you said that, there's a point in time where, like, especially living in New York, I didn't like to wear certain things because I don't like being in the center of attention. So I wouldn't wear clothing that's bright because that's going to target people to look at me, or I wouldn't wear certain things because I don't want people to look at me, or nothing. Everything was always based off of other people and less about just being confident in the way God made me. When I was skinnier back then, I will often be very cautious on wearing things that girls who were thicker would wear, because I don't feel like at me because my booty little. so oh, look at these horses. Look, y'all, horses. I always feel like, you know, like I couldn't do or wear certain things, but like he said, I feel like it comes from finding your confidence just truly in Christ. And then like also on a practical level is I like to wear things that are flattering to me, to my body type. I wouldn't wear baggy clothes per se, and don't get me wrong, because I do love sweatpants, sweatsuits, and I love to wear my sweatsuits baggy, but when it comes to going out clothes, I would usually like to wear things that complements my body shape. So however that looks like for you, just wear, as a woman, just wear things that are flattering to you. It doesn't necessarily have to be a V-cut shirt, or it doesn't have to be something where you're revealing too much. Just as much as you feel comfortable, and if it is your style to be a bit more conservative, then so be it. I'm not here to tell anybody they gotta dress a certain way. I really just also dress going towards my convictions. There's certain things I just don't wear anymore, and there's certain things I wear that somebody else may not be able to wear. So I'm not here to tell you what you can or cannot wear, but I am saying, like, if you're looking for like more stylish type of options, more, and I don't know, I don't really say that I dress stylish, to be honest.
You swaggy.
I feel like I dress regular.
Yeah, you be swagged up though.
Thanks. The last one that she asked was, what are you most least looking forward to being married? A question for you and the fiance.
Looking forward to the most is pretty much doing ministry together. You know, we're not just marrying to marry.
Yeah.
She fine and everything. You fine. But no, seriously, like, you know, we know why God put us together for the most part, and it is to bring glory to his name. So, you know, the how in that is what I'm looking forward to the most. Different endeavors that God will have us do. I think it's going to be interesting seeing how it all ties in together.
Yeah. Good answer. What I'm least looking forward to? That's a good question. I don't know. What I did know prior to coming into this is the end result was gonna be marriage. Like, I'm not just dating people just to be dating people. So I knew that with marriage comes with becoming one, and everything becoming ours, and less about you by yourself and more about being dependent on him. So it's not that any of these things caught me by surprise, because I was already aware of it. But I would say, like, still transitioning to having to consult, like, just like the other day. Do you mind if I share that?
Yeah.
Okay, so just like the other day, I wanted to take a self-care day. Like, I was just a little, like, stressed out, and I've been single for so long, and I'm used to just, like, turning my phone off and going for a drive and watching YouTube videos in the car, and like not having to answer to nobody. Like, I don't live with my parents, so I don't have to answer to nobody, so I just be doing that by myself. And I did it the other day, and I didn't tell him, and it wasn't intentional. It wasn't I'm not gonna tell him what I'm doing. It was just, I just got up, I got out the house, and I just went. And he was texting me like over and over and over again, trying to
Don't do that.
he was texting me.
I text her like twice.
Yeah, and I didn't respond because I was watching YouTube videos. But then I realized afterwards, after he said something about it, was I could have at least made him aware of what I was doing, or where I was going, obviously for safety purposes. And
I said verbatim, just to where I can know you're safe. Let's not do that next time. And it wasn't me getting mad either. I didn't get mad. I didn't get upset, because she did need that time. I knew she was getting to the point to where a lot of things were stressing her out. So, you know, she needed it. And I think you know what I'm saying, meshing together, we have to be understanding of that.
Yeah.
Like, she's a whole adult, I'm a whole adult. We do things completely different. And, you know, we're just learning each other. It's hard to learn, but we have to be open-minded when we come together to, you know, agree to disagree, put things on the shelf, learn to not say a word in different moments. And, you know.
I'm excited to change my last name. I'm excited to start a new life, a new family with him. I've already told him as of recently, like it already feels like we're a family. I know we're about to be officially family for real, but it's been feeling more and more every day like family, where I feel safe with him and I feel at home with him. So it's exciting. I don't have much words towards it. It's a lot going on, obviously, like transition wise, but I've been feeling good. Thanks for asking. I think there's like 2 more questions. Somebody else asked about She Favors. She Favors was also placed on a hold, being that I was on sabbatical. So She Favors and She Speaks will also be coming back in full effect.
She coming back like Jordan too.
Okay,
you heard me?
There is some new things that I am working on for this new weather, summer, springtime. So be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna be posting some updates. I'm gonna be back on social media soon, so I can update you guys with all of that. I'm excited to start back working working on my business and helping you guys out with the podcast. The website will be back up and running really soon. Someone asked advice for anyone in their waiting season. You can answer that.
You want me to answer that one?
Yeah.
Christian-based family that follows you. So, you know, just being grounded. That's it, being grounded, because let me tell you, it's hard out here. And I know a lot of married people, once they get married, they forget how hard it is being single. Like, singleness ain't just a walk in the park, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody want to be loved, everybody want to be, you know, with somebody. But, you know, just being grounded in who God is, learning who God is, finding out who you are in God and Christ, and just being what's the word? A better word?
Content.
Being content in that. You know, just enjoying your lot in life. Doing that and growing in who you are. You know, healing. Learning that you flawed and that you got issues. And then growing from those things. Once you do that, in no time, you know, God will bring what he needs to bring you. But, you know, it took a lot of healing for me.
Same.
Yeah.
It definitely took a lot of healing for me. And I believe there's a lot of things that needs to be uprooted before getting into a relationship, then marriage.
And it won't be uprooted until you honest with yourself. Yeah. Like, for me, man, it was a lot of things that I had to really look in the mirror at myself at and just tell God, this is what I am. You know what I'm saying? Whatever issue I had, whatever I was dealing with, whatever deep dark secrets that I was carrying and trying to forget, I had to be honest with myself, be honest with God, and tell him, like, this is what I'm dealing with. And then he was like, okay, now we can uproot that. Yeah. Now we can, you know, give you some strength. I can give you grace to cover that thing and pull you out of it because you were honest with me. So, you know, if you want to be free, you can be free. It's just a matter of you saying, this is where I'm struggling with, or I'm struggling at. This is what I'm struggling with. You know?
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said. And just to add on to that is also being, like you said, content. Being comfortable with just God, and not just for the sake of, if I'm comfortable and content with God, then he'll bring me someone, but more truly like just walking in purpose with Christ, and all else will follow through. He will still reward you for seeking him. So just continue doing that without the idea of if I do this, then I'll get this.
Right. Thank you for clarifying.
That'll come, and that's a reward to it. That's a reward from it. Like, this didn't just happen overnight. Like, there was a year of suffering, literally, before this can even happen. 2020, like on his side and then on my side, like there was a year of complete just like suffering, but suffering for Christ. And scripture does say that we suffer for the glory of Christ, and that's just really what it is. So hopefully that answers your question. A lot of engaged couples are both loving and not so loving the fact that they're getting married in a pandemic. How about you and your fiance? Thoughts on getting married in a pandemic? So pros and cons on getting married in a pandemic.
Yeah, I was about to just wing it. Yeah, there are a lot of people getting married just to say they're married. For us, you know, it's complete love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely wouldn't be doing this if I didn't love this woman. So as far as the pandemic goes, for me, what pandemic?
Okay.
I mean, yeah, the pandemic, it's not stopping what goes on.
Okay.
You feel me? Like, Auntie Rona, she out here. I feel like if you washing your hands and wearing your mask when you need to wear it, then life goes on. So
yeah, that could be a little bit controversial, so we're not gonna touch much.
Yeah, I ain't gonna touch much on that. That's as far as I'm gonna go. But why let it stop life?
And stop what God wants to do.
Yeah.
So yes, if towards the question was, are we taking safety measures? We are, but also we are ensuring that certain things are being put in place so that all our guests will feel comfortable. And it's a little difficult, being that we live in a state where are not so worried or concerned about Corona, but I don't want to again touch too much about it because I don't want to like be beefing with none of y'all.
I'm a beef though.
No,
it's
to each his own, I would say, but as long as you're just being safe for you and your household, we're doing what's best for us, and we're not having a massive large wedding either. It's pretty intimate, so that in itself is already taking precaution for the safety of others. And if it wasn't the pandemic time, we'll probably have had a large wedding with all of our family members and things of that nature.
We would have.
There's that.
Y'all listen to y'all women. They have a lot of wisdom because God created them to be that way. So when she speaks, I do my best to listen, and that's one thing she told me. Start setting timers throughout the day for certain things that you know you need to do, and I often forget. So once I've started doing that, that's helped a lot too. Just, you know, something simple that we use to wake up, but not for anything else. So that's it.
Sounds good. Well, I thank you guys for tuning in to this Q&A. If you guys would like for us to do another Q&A, a part 2, we can for surely do so after our wedding, or we still have not released our wedding day. So thank you for honoring and not asking that question, y'all. Trust me, you would know when we're married. You would know when we have had the wedding, because you know
I'm
gonna pop out. Y'all go see it. Don't worry. Okay, we love you guys so much for tuning in to another video and coming along this journey of me about to be a wife. Hey, there to our photo shoot. So we'll see you guys